I have to beat World of Warcraft without dying a single time, and to do that we need to reach level 60, the maximum level. This of course is no easy task and may take upwards of 100 hours to do so. Season of Mastery was just released, a seasonal mode of World of Warcraft Classic that lets us start over fresh, but with a few twists. One of these twists is that you can now opt into being a so-called Iron Man, which will keep track of your deaths, and if you die even once, you're out. But this didn't feel like it was difficult enough, so along with no deaths, I'm also not allowed to trade, use the auction house or mailbox, as well as get boosted by higher level characters. This is to give the challenge a bit more weight and make it feel like it's something I've truly overcome myself. To start, of course, we gotta pick a class. This game offers up to 9 different unique classes, with 8 being available to the Alliance. For this mission, we're going to go with a mage. I believe that mages truly are the most finished class in this game. Every spell and ability they have feels like they have a purpose. That, along with having access to portals, amazing crowd control, and being able to make their own food and water, it's the perfect class for us and this challenge. Of course, now is the question about race, which has to be known for 2 simple reasons. 1, very cute, and 2, they gain a 5% buff to their intelligence, which matches my unbound intellect in real life, making it more suitable for roleplay. It is, after all, an MMORPG. Our adventure starts in the dwarven gnomish lands of Dun Morrow, a frozen mountainous landscape infested with dangers. You see, the dwarves one day decided to dig a bit too deep, and they awakened this malformed race called the Trogs. The Trogs are vicious and excel at digging through anything, and I mean anything. They dug straight into the gnomish capital of Gnomeregan. The gnomes were defenseless, so to deal with the Trogs they devised a toxic radioactive bomb. It turned out, however, that the Trogs were immune to this bomb, but the gnomes were not. Long story short, 90% of the gnomes were wiped out by their own creation. The others were irradiated and turned into zombie-like creatures called leper gnomes, except for a select few. So this is what we have to work with. Trogs, zombie gnomes, and the freezing cold, with an occasional troll somewhere in the mix. We begin our journey in the humble Cold Ridge Valley, and our first task of course is murder. Or at least that's what the vegans would call it. I think the dwarves prefer hunting. This guy tells me that if I don't get him some wolf meat, he will let me freeze to death. The guy didn't even give me a knife, I'm just ripping the flesh of these poor wolves with my bare hands. Okay, so to give you some brief information about our class, the mage, is that it's very powerful, but all the tools, the utility, the damage is tied to our resource called mana. And the thing with mana is that it doesn't really regenerate while you're fighting, which means as long as you have some blue in this bar, you're a god. But run out and it's game over. So we're going to have to be very careful to manage our mana going into every fight. Our next quests are to kill some trogs, some boars just for the hell of it, then these trolls. Now see, I don't understand the trolls, and I don't think this guy does either. I was giving no reason as to why I'm senselessly incinerating these guys. I mean, I understand the trogs, they're ugly, but I feel like this is one step too far. Now, we're already all done with Cold Ridge Valley, and at the tender level of 5, we've already committed genocide on like a subsection of a species. I'm not really sure how that works. Next, we are to visit the small town of Karanos to deliver some news. But before we can fully start questing here, we have some business to attend to in the dwarven capital of Ironforge. In World of Warcraft, there are something called professions. There's 12 different ones, with 3 being something called secondary professions and the other 9 being called primary. The primary are also divided into some categories, but all you need to know is that there are gathering professions, which are mining, herbalism, skinning, and then the rest. Usually you need to pair one gathering skill with a crafting skill to get the resources to craft it. You can have 2 crafting skills provided you just buy the materials from the auction house, but we don't have access to that. And for this reason, the 2 professions we are going with are herbalism and alchemy. Alchemy allows us to craft potions and elixirs, which are not only great for raising our stats, but are also crucial to always give us access to a panic button, being a potion. Potions are one of the few things you can use while being in combat, and we can use them to restore health or mana, and either of those could save us from death. Of course, herbalism would go with it, so we can get the materials for our crafts. And then we're all done with Ironforge. I don't expect us coming back here for a good while. Oh, here's our first flower. Okay, let's second try. Oh, you're right. Third time's the charm. Nice. Okay, we're going back to Ironforge. I forgot something. So in Season of Mastery, a new guy showed up to the Hall of Explorers. Watcher Pharaoh. This hive will chronicle our story as a soul of iron, as one who has never known defeat. It's just us two now, difficult. Just run away while I'm talking to you. Sure, man. Okay, we're back outside and it's still fucking freezing, so we're killing some Yeti and some more boar and a bear. Also, we found a peace bloom, so we can make our first health potion. Keeping up with our professions is going to be the key to our success. I also went and learned first aid and cooking. First aid lets us create bandages, which are useful because we can't heal ourselves as a mage, and cooking allows us to make food, which gives us buff. Stop resisting, man. You're embarrassing us in front of Tiger. Oh yeah, I should mention that I will group with people doing quests if they invite me, but I will never invite somebody or ask for an invite unless it's for dungeons or group activities. Big rare mob. What's the big... Oh, okay, it's for Tiger, but it's cool. I didn't want any anyways. Next on the menu is more trolls, but this time it's in the name of alcohol. And I can relate to that. While I culled some more wildlife, I figured I'd talk to you about money. Since we don't have access to trading or the auction house, our access to coins is a bit limited, which is a very big deal because leveling requires a great deal of cash, mainly for learning new spells, but also to maintain our professions and a bit more. You learn new spells by buying them at a trainer, but they're very expensive, so we're not actually going to be able to afford all of them, and instead have to choose what abilities we go with. Did you ever dream of disposing your extended family? Well, me too, and today is our lucky day because we are visiting the outskirts of Gnomeregan to kill some of our relatives for loot. Oh, look, over there's Uncle Jeff. He was a bit too touchy the last Gnome's giving. Let's show him how grown up we actually are. Yeah, that's right, fuck you. Watch your back. And just like that, we've hit level 10. First thing I like to do when hitting a milestone such as this one is liking the video I'm watching and making sure I'm subscribed to the channel. But more importantly, reaching level 10 unlocks the talent system. Now all classes have 3 different talent trees and mages are no exception. We have the choice of going down arcane, fire, or frost specialization. All of these specs are good for many reasons. Arcane offers a lot of general utility as well as some powerful offensive cooldowns. Fire has crazy damage output and range, but we are going to have to go with Frost. Frost is unprecedented while leveling, getting access to the most insane crowd control in the game as well as great defensive tools to pair with it. Both will be imperative while trying to stay alive. Our first 5 points are going to be put into improved Frostbolt, which reduces Frostbolt's casting time as it's our main damage dealer. Okay, so our first group quest. These guys look somewhat capable, I think. Who is this guy? And what does he do? Is he going in alone? Oh yeah, this is working out great so far. Okay, these guys are too slow. I'm starting. Easy. And we got some nice pants. What a better way to cap off Dalmoro than to kill more trogs. And there we have it, our first zone completed, still alive. For our next zone choice, the 10 to 20 level range actually offers quite a bit of options. We have 4 zones in total, Loch Modan, Westfall, Darkshore and then Redridge a bit later. Now the thing about Darkshore is that big man Jeff Kaplan chose this zone when making quests for this game all by his lonesome to be the only zone in the game that actually has enough quests to get you through the recommended level range. Now this is a bit of an issue for us. You see, Darkshore is on another continent called Kalimdor, on the other side of the planet. Now, we can reach this place by boat, but the harbor is located in a zone with enemies that are way too high level, which risks us dying on the way there. That, along with the fact that when the Night Elves accidentally blew up the world 10,000 years ago, they got a bit cautious of using magic, so there is not a single mage trainer on that continent. Yet another issue for us, being mages. For this reason, we are going to have to stick with Eastern Kingdoms and start by going into Loch Modan, the zone next to our starting area. I swear the weather used to be better here. Quite a dramatic climate change, don't you think? I wonder what kind of issues these guys are facing. Oh, Trogs. Cool. Flew back to Ironforge because we are rich and it's time to get some new spells. As well as this herb bag, it's getting a bit cramped at times. One of the most dangerous things in the game for an account like us are caves. You see, respawns are quite regular in this game, but since most of the time you are in a large open area, you rarely stand on top of an enemy's respawn point. But a cave is narrow and the respawns are all over the place. This means while fighting one guy, another can come from behind and you can quickly get overrun. Come on, die. Oh my god, I just need this box. I don't have time to drink reed. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm never going into a cave again. Back in the cave, missed one box. Oh look, our first mage royal. Exactly what we need to craft our first mana potion. This perhaps will be the most useful thing we have. And we're already out of quests in Loch Modan. It's time to turn our little legs towards the human kingdom, Stormwind. It's weird how detailed and intricate the Deep Run tram is considering how little it's used. And here we are, Stormwind City, the epitome of human civilization ever since Lordaeron fell to the Scourge. Before I visit Westfall, I have gotten a lead on a certain vendor in Red Ridge Mountain. One of the core things in this game is of course gear, and gear will be hard for us to come by. Most gear early on comes from crafted stuff such as tailoring or just random drops. Both of these get sold by other players on the auction house, which we again don't have access to. That's why I've been scouting the world for pieces of gear that we can acquire. The stats we are looking for are stamina, which increases our max health, and intellect, which increases our max mana as well as giving us some spell crit. Again, the biggest risk we run of dying is running out of resources in a fight. That's why getting our maximum up is crucial. Spirit is not completely useless, but it increases health and mana regeneration outside of combat, which isn't too good, while strength and agility has no use for us at all. Here we are in Lakeshire. Okay, we just have to find our guy. Okay, there he is.
What are you looking for?
And... oh, that sucks. Oh well. Of course, we have one last thing to do before visiting Westfall, and that is taking on Hogger. Hogger is an elite mob and infamous for being the first elite quest most people take on, since it's in the most popular starting zone, being the humans. We are here to completely humiliate him in front of his co-workers. Resist on the first spell, I mean, that's good. Just have to be careful not to pull any extra enemies. The trick is to keep the guy at a distance at all times. Oh, oops. Just frost node them in place. Hopefully I can kill them before they reach me. Mana pot and bam. And here we are, Westfall. Okay, so what's going on in Westfall? When Stormwind City got razed to the ground by orcs in the First War, the city hired some guys called the Stonemasons Guild to rebuild it. When the Stonemasons finished, the king didn't pay them for their work, so their leader Edwin Van Cleef got super pissed and created something called the Defias Brotherhood, which now terrorizes the local populace. Essentially, everybody here is broke and there's a civil war going on, and I'm not even sure we are on the right side of it. Yep, this is how a map is supposed to look. Let's get started. Okay, so we just hit level 15, which unlocks us a new row of talents. There are some pretty strong options in this row. Higher critical damage, chance to freeze enemies each time they get slowed, but we are going with Permafrost. This talent, combined with another one later on, leads to the most insane combo in the game, and it's just nice having bigger and longer slows in general. Gotta catch up on my first aid skills. World of Warcraft is a social game, and one of the ways the developers thought to encourage this was to give classes buffs. I have something called Arcane Intellect, which increases the intellect stat on whoever I use it on, including myself and others. Now other people can use their buffs on me, and the ones we prefer are Priest and Druid buffs. Of course, I won't be asking them to buff me, that goes against the spirit of the challenge. Instead, we are going to utilize something called social pressure, aka I will buff them first, and out of courtesy they have to return the favor, else they look like a bitch. Okay, after killing a lot of Defias, that's it for Westfall as of right now. We finished at level 17, and after one quick quest in Stormwind, we can Hearthstone back to Loch Modan. Well, weather still hasn't cleared up. I'm back in a cave, almost dying. Now I'm in another cave. Okay, this quest wants me to fight 3 guys at once.
Be good.
So, let's lay out a plan of attack. We're still in a cave, so respawns could be bad. We just have to clear it out and hope. If we polymorph one of the dudes, we should be able to freeze 2 of them in place, kill one before it breaks and kill the other while the last dude is almost out of the sheep. Then mana pot and finish off the last guy. And just pray for no respawns, I guess. Okay, here they are. That basically worked out as planned, I guess. Oh look, our glorious leader who bombed our entire race to death. I had a lot of herbs stocked up, so I'm using them all to catch up on alchemy. This is what we can craft so far. So I met these lovely people while doing an escort quest, and we have decided to tackle our first real group quest together. While we have killed an elite or 2 before, these quests take place in an area filled entirely by elite mobs, and it's the closest thing to an outdoor dungeon we're going to get. We actually got a pretty good setup here, basically a tank, a healer, and 3 DPS. Okay, this is easy. We're killing them with no problem. This won't be any problem at all. Someone stole the mob. Guess we're gonna have to wait here for respawn. Where's our priest? Oh, respawned. Uh-oh. Oh, no. They can't... What are they trying to do? They can't fight this. They're already out of mana. Oh, God, get out. Get out! No, Jubai! Run, Bart, run! Oh, I left combat. I'm safe. Well, that wasn't even close. Yeah, I'm sure Lumenthalos, yeah, I'm sure. Okay, second attempt. Let's do this properly. By me pulling first and taking aggro. Okay, much better. Well, would you look at that. Almost went down very badly, but I have faith in my randoms. Our first big group quests are done. And look, we get our very first ring. Very nice. Whoa. Wait. Oh my god, the weather cleared up. Oh, it's beautiful. Have I been missing out on this the entire time? So we have one final quest here in Loch Modan, another elite quest. Won't need a party for this one, it should be easy to solo. Oh wow, thanks guys, I really had such a hard time killing this dude. Always gotta ruin everything. Time to fly back to Stormwind, got ourselves some new robes. Always gotta do the mandatory Murloc quests. Okay, so there's like 10 people here, all waiting for this one Murloc to respawn. They're all in a group and I am not in a group. Let's see who can tag them up first. I've set this macro up, now I just gotta spam these spawner for God knows how long. Oh, I'm getting arthritis. Can these guys stop pulling? They're ruining my macro. I got it. See ya. And ding, level 20. Level 20 is arguably the most important level in a mage's life, as it unlocks some pretty crucial spells. But that is enough for today. We got some pretty decent progress done, 20 levels, 3 entire zones, and most importantly, we've still never known defeat. The next step is our deadliest quest so far, as our lives are not only in our own hands, but in the palm of 4 other players, when we're taking on our first dungeon, the Dead Mines.